So welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at CHZ, also known as CHILIZ. Now this coin has gone rampant in the last 24 hours. We can see it went from lows of 0.5 all the way up until highs of 0.8, which is about a 40% increase, and that is reflected in the trading volume. We can see the trading volume itself is up 40% to 4 billion, meaning liquidity is very high. Buy and sell orders are going to be happening quickly, and its market dominance has shifted up, and its market rank has gone up to 44th. Today we're going to be taking a look at what could send CHILIZ coin to the moon, what is cause for this recent spike, and so on. So we can see that their market cap is 3.5 billion, fully diluted market cap is 5.6 billion, which is relatively high. It reflects the massive demand for NFTs recently. It reflects the NFTs boom. So you can see that there's 63% of their supply is circulating, 63% of their max supply, which is relatively high. And we can see that, the recent high and the recent low. So the 24-hour low. And if you're able to buy and if you're able to sell at the high, and then obviously buy back at the low, you're making a good 20% there at least. So taking a look at their chart, we can see that in the last 3 months, they had that massive bullish momentum up to 0.8 again, before falling down, hovering back up and falling back down. So they're really hovering between 0.8 and lows of 0.4, so on average about 0.6. And year on year, they've had a massive rise up from from going about 30 times. And for a disclaimer, I got in CHILIZ very early on, as you know, at the start of Feb, rode a 20 times increase, selling as it increased and increased, holding half my stake full time. So that's what my position is. Now, it should be noted I'm no financial advisor, so anything I say should not be taken as grounds to invest. And obviously, since I am a holder, I may be slightly biased. So CHILIZ is one of the largest blockchains for esports and gaming crowdfunding. They've launched fan tokens for clubs like Juventus, PSG, Man City, and the more sort of everyone realizes how much revenue it can bring into these clubs, the more clubs are going to want to do it. But obviously, as time goes on, they're facing more and more competition. So we can see, if we take a look at PSG, they're through to the semi-finals of the Champions League, and if they go on to win it, since PSG is partnered up with CHILIZ, you're going to see that their fan token is going to increase in value. It's going to drive more people to the CHILIZ platform, and arguably that could help send CHILIZ coin higher. We can see that their socios platform is where you're allowed to buy tokenized voting rights for teams they support, like Juventus. And Juventus also, was the first team to launch the token through socios. I think they even paid Ronaldo a man of the match. So we can see that, if we look at the all-time chart, CHILIZ has been around since the start of 2019, mid-2019. That is when it went public. So it's really kind of a new coin. So taking a look at their website, we can see some of their partners. They're the largest, blockchain fintech provider for sports and entertainment. And I always say that sports and entertainment are some of the biggest industries out there. So I think if CHILIZ are able to capture a market share, their future does look bright. However, there's no guarantee they're going to capture a market share. We can see that the best place to buy CHILIZ is Binance. They've got the most highest volume, and the highest volume basically means that there's a lot of liquidity. High liquidity basically means buys and sells happen quickly. And if you're looking to sign up to Binance, I'll leave that link down in the description below. And we can see that Man City 4 weeks ago unveils CHILIZ-based fan engagement token. And just the more clubs that get involved in CHILIZ tokens, the more CHILIZ is going to moon. So there's a lot of hype around CHILIZ, and my biggest concern with them is the recent rise. Does it already reflect far too much of an increase for CHILIZ? It's a very, very tough one. We can see that this guy right here is saying it's preparing to catapult 200% and beyond, which I think is a very interesting one. And I think it's something to be very careful of, because there's so many different bullish ratings on CHILIZ, and everyone's saying, it's going to go 200%. They're looking for your clicks and all stuff like that. So when you do read stuff like this, I'd be very careful. But we can see here he's predicting, a fall from current levels, then a big bounce, and then a fall, and then a big bounce again by the end of May. Now, as a holder, I'd love to see this, but I don't know. And again, taking a look at their Twitter, we can see that they've gained an incredible amount of followers recently, almost up to 300,000. And we can see that Five fans use blockchain to back Britain's fighters. And, it's a trending token on CoinGecko. And, CHILIZ is really at the forefront of a lot of things happening. And I think that it could, it's in Turkey, it's in a lot of different places. And their market scope and potential is incredible. Their team's 100 strong. And right now, they're really at the forefront of everything. And I think, as I always say, fan engagement and fan interaction is key for cryptocurrency and CHILIZ moving forward. And we can see that they're really pushing this sort of socios platform. It's really pushing fan engagement. And that fan engagement is truly going to be great for CHILIZ. I personally think they're in the right industry with a lot of potential. It just depends about how many clientele they've got at the moment and if the recent increase is far representative of their clientele. It just depends, is it overvalued or undervalued? Because I think that their concept and what they're doing is, it's going to be at the forefront of the future of sports and esports. And it's a coin that I'm looking to hold very long term. It just depends, is it over or undervalued? And that I can't tell you. So again, taking a look at the recent news for CHILIZ, let's just go back over here too. So taking a look at the recent news for CHILIZ, we can see Rakuten partners with blockchain firm CHILIZ on fan tokens, which is obviously huge news. We've got lots of recent news on CHILIZ because it's one of the biggest cryptos out there at the moment. It's gone from being a nobody in the space of a few months to being top 50 cryptos in the world. And we can see the moles at 95% move to upside, which is crazy. And we can see that they're introducing a lot of new, features to their platform. And the more they continue to grow their platform, the more interaction they get, then the much, much better outlook CHILIZ has long-term. Forecasts are coming in at $1 from FX Street, who are very bullish on CHILIZ. And, they're seeing it's a very traded stock because of the high volume and because of the massive movements it has and vast popularity. This stock is often swing traded, and whenever it's swing traded, it basically means that you're going to see massive volatile movements. So we can see, this is a serious movement. In the space of, let's say, 7 to an hour, they went up from 0.65 to 0.84. That is over 20%. If you're going up over 20% really in an hour, or about 15-20%, then you leave yourself open to being swing traded, and that's exactly what happened. It held strong for a few hours, but I think, as you can see here, afterwards it fell back down and crumbled a bit. But it's a very, very interesting coin. I think that CHILIZ has a lot of potential, as I was saying, and I'd be interested to see what happens going forward. So let me know what you think of CHILIZ down below. It's just a quick video today as I've been out and about. Take care. Catch you soon.